Okay, hello. We are working on parallelograms, day 1 assignment. There's 2 parts today, so hopefully first you might have already done this part 1. So when you click on this, you get to this assignment right here. Okay, so this is part 1. Remember, you can translate this. You can go to File, you can, where did it go? Make a copy. And then once you make a copy, then you go into Tools, Translate Document, and then choose your language, okay? So you can translate it if you'd like the translation, okay? I'm not going to do that here, but go ahead and translate it if you have to. So basically what it says is directions. Always read the directions, guys. It says to go to this website right here. Don't click on that. No, not here. Click there, okay? So when you click there, this website should open right here. You should see this. If you don't see it, let me know. Okay, so please go ahead and read through this. It's very short. It's not very long at all. It's very quick. Just a short read, but read through it, and that will help you to answer the questions right here. So this is where the quiz is, the questions. What is a parallelogram? Parallelogram is a flat shape with opposite sides, parallel and equal length. So you go back here. No, with 2 pairs right here, right? So I'll tell you the first answer is C. Okay, so you go back for questions 1 through 8. When you're done, you're going to come back here and you're going to enter your answers over here for questions 1 through 8 in part 1, okay? Part 1 right here. Now, right now you're watching the video right here, which is going to show you how to do the actual assignment, okay? Okay, so I've put the assignment right here. When you open the assignment, don't click there. Click on the arrow right here because it will download for you. And your mine downloads there. Yours should download over here. So make sure you click on it and open it. And then when you open it, then if you want to make notes on it, you can click on Cami like that. Okay, and then you should be able to find it on your computer. Okay, so then when you open it, you should be able to see it in Cami. Okay, and then you can take notes. Okay, so for the video, I'm going to go over the first 6 questions, and these are the kind of questions you get. So question number 1 is saying this figure here, EFCD, is a parallelogram. So it tells us that it's a parallelogram. It's saying that the side ED, and I'm going to make mine bigger. There we go. Bye-bye. So it's saying the side ED, let me use this real quick. ED, so side ED, that's going to be this one from here to here. So it's saying that side is equal to 20. So I'm going to go ahead and write 20 right there. That's how long it is from here to here. It's not an angle, that's the distance, okay? Maybe 20 inches, 20 centimeters. And then it's saying what is the length of FC, okay? So FC is going to be from here to here. So maybe I make that an X, okay? So one of the things you remember is the properties of parallelograms. So if we go over here we see that opposite sides, so it's asking a question about the sides. So the opposite sides are equal in length. That means this side here of a parallelogram in the blue is the same as this side here. Remember, you can also translate this website here if you want to translate it by clicking on that, going to translate and changing it over here. Choose another language, you go to whatever you want to pick, okay? So if I pick this language and translate it, it gives me Arabic. So make sure you translate it into the language that you want. But again, the opposite sides are equal. Blue sides are equal and red sides are equal. So I'm going to go back here. If that's true, that this side right here is the opposite side to this side over here. When I cross over here, these are opposite sides. So that just means that 20 is equal to X. So our answer is 20 for number 1. Okay, so figure BCDE right here, BCDE is also a parallelogram. Here it's saying BC is equal to 5x plus 6. So I'm going to put that over here, 5x plus 6. And then ED, which is down here, is 2x plus 21, okay? So now here we know that this side is equal. Maybe I'll do it like this. That this side right here is equal to the opposite side right there. So if they're equal, I can set these equal to each other. So I can take this one over here and go 5x plus 6 equals, and then this one down here, 2x plus 21, okay? So now what we're going to do to solve this is we need to practice algebra. If you want to pause the video, you can try by yourself to see if you can solve for x, and then come back if you're not sure, if you want to check your answer, and come back and see what I get. Okay, so let's go ahead and try it out and then come back and check. Okay, well the first thing we need to do is when we have an equation like this is we need to combine like terms. So a lot of times a good idea is to start by combining the x's. Like terms are x, 2x, and 5x. So I'm going to, what I do to one side, I've got to do to the other side, correct? So I'm going to come down here, and then when I do that, 5x minus 2x is 3x plus 6 is equal to, and then this cancels out, right? So this is going to be 21. Okay, so I'm going to put this over here. Okay, now I'm going to combine the constants, which are the 6 and the 21. So minus 6 to both sides. And then I get 3x equals 21 minus 6 is 15. And then I got to get rid of the coefficient, divided by 3, both sides. So then that means that 3 divided by 3, x is equal to 15 divided by 3 is like this, right? Equals a 5. So our value for x, because that's what it's solving for, is 5. So that's your answer for that one. Okay, now let's try number 3. Okay, it says a figure EFCD, that's this figure, is a parallelogram. Use the following figure to answer questions 3 and 4. Now we're getting information about the angle. So it's telling us angle E. So they're saying this one over here is angle E is 25. So that's 25 degrees. Oops. I'm just going to put it like this, okay? So that's 25 degrees. Okay, what is the measure of D? Well, D is this one over here. So that's, in a sense, that's what our X is, okay? So let's look at these. How do they relate to each other? Well, if we go back to the website that tells us about it, where'd it go? It's over here. What does it say about angles? It says opposite angles are equal, okay? But angle A and B add up to 180, so they're called supplementary, if you remember from that. So if they're right next to each other, they're called adjacent angles, okay, adjacent. And if they're opposite, they're equal. So you see this angle here is opposite that. It crosses the parallelogram, they're opposite. These are opposite. Next to each other are adjacent. If they're adjacent, they equal 180. A plus B equals 180. A plus B equals 180, etc. So what about these over here? Where'd it go? Okay, so angle E and angle D are adjacent. That means that the we would go 25 plus x over here is equal to 180. Okay, and then we would subtract 25 from both sides. And then we're going to get x is equal to, that would be 155, correct? Okay, so that would be that, okay? Then they're saying C is equal to 4x minus 15. What is the value of x? Okay, so C right here is equal to, I'm going to write this like this. So this angle here, Control Z is equal to 4x minus 15. And what is the value of x? Well, we know that this angle C and E are opposites, aren't they? So then we can just say that 25 is now equal to its opposite side, 4x minus 15. So then we can solve for x. So why don't you try to solve for x, pause the video, and come back and see what you get. And then I'll show you the solution. Okay, so if you tried it yourself, you would add 15 to both sides to combine like terms, and then divide both sides by 4. You should get x is equal to 10 for number 4. Okay, so the next thing we have is another parallelogram. They're saying LB is equal to 20, so that's going to be the distance from here to here. They're saying that that is equal to 20, okay, from here to here, okay? And what is the value of Bn? So that would be from here to here. What is the value from here to right here? Well, if we go back to the website again, okay, what we see down here is that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. They cut each other in half. Okay, so make sure you read this and translate it if you need to. So that means that once we do that, this part right here is the same distance as this half. And this half is the same distance as that. So let's use that to solve our problem. That tells us that this distance is equal to that. Oh, that's very easy, right? So basically that's all we need to know. So we get 20 is equal to x, and well, we're done. So the answer would be 20. It's the same as this one. Okay, now we're going to get mk is equal to 22. So let me see. I'm going to go ahead and erase. Okay, so they're saying the whole thing, mk all the way from here to here, is equal to 22. And then they're saying bk, which is from here to here, this is 4x minus 1. Okay, well, what do we know? We know that this part is half of the whole thing. So this is equal to this. This right here, bk, equals mb, okay? bk equals mb. So that means that, but they're telling us mk. Well, if mk is the whole thing, then we want to get this part right here. That's 1/2 of it. So I'm going to go 22 divided by 2. That's equal to 11. Okay, what is 11? Well, 11 is half of it, right? 11 is right there for MB, but we want BK, right? That's what we're trying to solve. Well, we're trying to solve for 4x minus 1. So that means that BK is also 11. So that means we can go 4x minus 1, BK, is equal to half, not 22, only 11. Okay, like that. So go ahead and solve for x. Okay, so I did the algebra for you, combine like terms, then divided by 4, and I got x is equal to 3. Okay, so that's how that works. Those 6 problems there. There's going to be practice problems over here, so make sure you do the practice problems, and when you're done, come back to the assignment and make sure that in part 2 you enter your answers right here so you can get credit for it. So that's how you guys do it.